Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kuma community call. So it's already, I think, third community call dedicated to demoing a mesh service in various ways. And today we will see how to migrate to mesh services. And I think Mike has a demo, right?
Yep.
Yep. So then you can start.
Alrighty. Let's see. Can you see my screen? You just see a console, right?
Yes, yes, I see
Okay.
console.
Yeah, screen sharing just started working on Wayland, so I'm always a bit suspicious whether it's actually working or not. Okay. So yeah, what do I have? I have a global, so I'm doing this in multi-zone. Let's see how far we get. Maybe it's I think one of the important things I want to show for the migration is the change in behavior from like Kuma.io service to mesh services when it comes to multi-zone. So I have a global, a west, and an east cluster. And I have in each of those clusters demo app, front end, and then Redis. And I have two versions of Redis running, version 1 and version 2. And then I have three services. One points to any of these, so both of these. And then there's one other service per version. So I have a mesh and it has MTLS enabled, but nothing else. And we can see in the deployment of demo app that I am pointing from the demo app to Redis using the like legacy or traditional, whatever you want to call it, .mesh name, which looks like this, right? And we use port 80. And so the first thing I'm going to do, so there's two ways to start doing a migration. The easier way, or the one where you don't necessarily anticipate performance problems, which I'll also talk about, is to turn on the everywhere mode for mesh services, which you do by setting this field here. And if we enable that, oh, and I can also prove that, well, you'll have to take my word that it was working previously, but let me port forward to the demo app. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yes. So, um, so have mesh services enabled everywhere, but the behavior of my traffic doesn't change yet. And so the way, like I said, I'm sending the traffic to this .mesh address, and the way this works is that it's load balanced between zones. And I won't talk about locality aware load balancing here, but this is without locality aware load balancing. So we can see that requests get sent to all different versions and all different zones, right? West v1, v2, East v1, v2. And then if we want to start using the new mesh service, we can, well, there's two ways to do it. Well, let's use the one way, which is using the Kubernetes DNS name, and that will send requests to the local zone. And we'll do that by enabling this. So we're going to send Redis, like this is the Kubernetes service on 6.3.7.9. And if we then check what happens to a request, eventually, when the pod has been fully. Let's right now enable that because the connection is going. Yeah, we can see that requests are staying in the west zone. Give me 1 second. Interesting. I'm not sure why the traffic seems to be only going to. Oh, is it because Why is it only going to be one? Is it maybe because? Interesting. So live debugging now. What am I missing? Something I'm missing. But it's maybe not super important to show the point of what I wanted to show. But we can see that in any case, there's no traffic going to the east zone anymore. So now, instead of traffic going cross zone, it's staying in one zone. That's the main change, I think, when it comes to cross zone behavior for mesh service. What else can I show? I can go back to the old way and so this mode that we see in our mesh is a mode where we can have both Kuma.io service and mesh services active at the same time. But eventually you want to move off Kuma.io service, and the question is, how do we do that? And the answer is a new mode called exclusive. And we can see, I mean, that when we enable this mode, traffic will break if we're still using the Kuma.io service mode. So we're back to multi-zone. If we set exclusive, eventually we'll wait for another pod. Oh, sorry, we don't have to restore the demo app, of course. Yeah, so now service connections are broken because we're still using the old DNS name, which no longer exists, and we no longer create Envoy resources belonging to that old Kuma.io/service. What we also have here that's new is we have a mesh service that's created for the services in other zones. And in that case, zones, resources that are synced cross zone end up in our Kuma system namespace. But we can see that, for example, Redis X5 here, we can see that this belongs to the service Redis, the namespace Kuma demo, but the zone east. And we have this display name Redis as well, which tells us what the original name of the resource was. And we can use that to send requests only cross zone as opposed to load balancing or local requests. And if we look at the output, we can see that these cross zone mesh services have their own host name, right? Because there's no Kubernetes VIP to use or DNS name. And these resources end up with their own host name and with their own VIP in our cluster. So I take this name, we can see the zone here, east. I take this name and put it in the host here. Let me take a look at the pods. And so this is part of like the migration. So basically, the fact that we move from default cross zone to default local zone means that you have to make a decision about how exactly you want your traffic to be sent. And I can also, I think I have a mesh multi-zone service here too, which I'll look at in a second. And if we want to maintain the cross-zone behavior, we can do that as well with a new resource. Yeah, so now we're only sending requests to the east Redises. So those are your options for using mesh service. And when you're using mesh service, you have to pick a zone, basically, is the idea. And if you want to keep the cross-zone behavior, you can create a new resource called a mesh multi-zone service. And that looks something like this. So basically you use the mesh multi-zone service to select other mesh services via a selector, a label selector in this case. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You just match labels. And so in this case, you want to match any zone, but you want to match mesh services with the name Redis. In this case, the display name, because the display name is a label that's added to the resource when it's synced to our local zone, and that's how these resources are matched. And also the namespace label that's added. So we want to have Redis and Kuma demo, and then we have to add the ports that we want to talk about here, and we know we have 6379. So we have that, and we can then apply that resource, and we can do the same thing we did before and look at the host name. You can see there's a host name generated for us. It has this MZ SVC part. We can take that, put it here as our host, and then we will get, remember, I'm using the exclusive mode now. I don't have access to the Kuma data service anymore, but I can restore that multi-zone behavior by using the mesh multi-zone service. Interesting. Or is this not working now? I think we have a, do we have a mesh load balancing strategy issue? Ilya, do you know?
So you applied mesh multi-zone, right?
Yeah,
And you
still getting local requests.
it's this thing we checked, right? Because you have to kill your local Redis to
Yeah. Right. That's the step I forgot.
yeah, otherwise it just prioritizes.
Yeah,
local.
exactly. Yeah, so the default behavior is to prioritize the local zone, which makes sense because it's most likely the behavior you want, which you can modify using a mesh load balancing strategy resource, which I won't go into here, but that's existed for a couple of versions already. So they're gone. With any luck, we will get east responses only. Interesting. Nope, that's not it.
Do you have
Yeah.
much, if you check the status of the multi-zone service, do you have much mesh services?
Good question. All right. Wait a second. Where did I even apply this? That's the question. Or rather, wait, what's going on?
You should check the,
It's in Kuma demo. That's not right, right? Doesn't it have to be in the Kuma system? I'm not sure about that. Da. So, so it's probably that, or I'm hoping that it was just that it wasn't reconciled properly. Maybe. Following policies on sensitivity requires, yeah, righto. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. We have two services. Hmm. Yeah, something is missing.
The host name correct? Did you set it to this?
I think I did a copy paste, but oh right. Yeah, because I changed the namespace. Oh man. I'm not convinced that actually getting a new plot here. No, still not working. Interesting. I already tested this out. I don't know what I'm missing now. Interesting. I had an older version before. I'm not sure if something maybe we recently changed. Let me. What happens if I turn on everyone? The right host. 6379. Right? Or do I have? Six three seven nine. Hmm. All right, let's get into the fun stuff. Half right. Fix the wrong half. There we go. Okay, let's see. What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for um this is it. Here we have outbound listener. We have cluster. Okay. I mean, looks pretty right. So this is the Ingress. Do I have an egress? No. Where is this IP coming from? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm in the wrong cluster here. Yeah, okay. It's the external IP of the ingress of the other zone. That's right. Hmm. Interesting. Ugh. Okay. Oh, hey. Pretty sure that's probably breaking things. At least it's not helping. Yeah, now it's only going to east, which is. I mean, I don't know what this vehicle is. Probably nonsense.
But that's expected, right? Because you
Is
are
it?
from west. You're
Oh, yeah,
calling
so
this
it is
from west.
expected. Oh my God. Yeah, so it's actually doing the right thing.
Yeah, so the
Oh,
problem
okay.
with the host name
Well, this is
somehow
the host name. Yeah.
when you put the
Okay, let's
IP,
see.
it's
Or I had a problem with something. I don't know what's going on. But I'm pretty sure it's probably just going to work right now.
can you just look up this host name in the config dump?
Yes. Oh, I can't get it. So, yeah. I don't know what's going on.
You can also,
I have
I think, just
a
exec to
feeling.
the pod and
Yeah, yeah.
do curl.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the pod. I mean, exec to the pod and see.
What am I seeing? Problem is, I don't
Uh,
know if we have any tools in here.
I think you have curl,
Oh, we do
don't
have
you?
NS lookup. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you can start with an lookup.
Where do I get my host name?
You can always use ephemeral containers if you need to.
Yeah, it resolves the. Oh wait, did you previously put exactly
Where is this?
this address?
Where is this? Oh, that's the server of the. Okay, okay. I'm more used to dig output. Let me just do dig. We don't have big. Okay. Authoritative answer, yeah, yeah, I don't know what's going on. How
Yeah, can you
that...
just do now curl 243.0.0.1
Yeah,
and
but it's
then
Redis, right?
yeah, there is a like slash increment.
An HTTP.
I think wait, who did this? Martin, I think you did this in the guide, right? Ah, you can send post on the.
Okay.
Oh no, it's demo app endpoint.
Yeah, it's demo app. Yeah, it's the Redis.
Not Redis endpoint.
What do you mean exactly? Oh, okay, you're talking about the post on the demo app. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
Something is, I think, something that can't be, right? Use 379. Well, let's see if we can get this in time. Okay, this also isn't working. What is
So you previously probably
Redis?
used 240, not 243 or something like that. So
Let me
what's the
see.
outbound again? Can you check the config dump?
Mm. TP proxy.
No, it's not 240, it's 243. Okay.
EDS. Yeah, interesting.
And can we see stats if there is some maybe specific error?
What is it? Only used or something? Like this? No. Used only? No. Master MDFCC. Next connect attempt succeeded. Connect them. We're remote. Oh, wait a second. No, I think I do have a mesh traffic permission. I mean, I must because I was getting a request before, obviously.
Do you have any routes in?
I thought that I mean, I did have a route. You mean a TCP or HTTP route?
Yeah, either.
Yeah, I did before, but no, I don't. Um, Interesting. Could this be something? Oh, I think I know what the issue is. I created it on a zone, and the other zone doesn't know about the mesh multi-zone service. So the ingress
Oh, wait, right.
is probably not happy accepting connections. Let's try that again. Yeah, I guess that's why we can't do zone local mesh multi-zone service, huh?
Yeah, I noticed you created this on Zone, but I was like, it should work as well.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. It seems like a good thing. I don't know. It seems like something you should be able to do, but in fact, doesn't make that much sense. All right, let's see. So if I edit,
Should we have some
yeah, we should.
block?
Yeah, we probably should. Especially since it almost works, right? It's like it seems everything's okay.
Yeah, one time when you use address that it worked.
Yeah, I don't know what. I think I must have used the mesh service of the other zone or something like that. Right, host name's the same. Let's see if we can bring this home.
It's the same.
Yeah, okay, let's see if I scale that up. My Redises. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we only see it. Okay, yeah, nice. Well,
We learned something new.
we learned something new, yeah. Yeah, the other part of the migration, just for the record, is of course the changing of the route backend refs, but who knows, maybe, I mean, that's gonna be in the doc, so that shouldn't be a problem. Nice.
Yeah, and technically we should. Do we mention in the docs that everywhere should work ideally with reachable services? Like if you go to everywhere, or it doesn't
Which
matter.
way what do you mean it works with reachable services?
Like it's better to do with reachable services.
Yeah, I didn't cover that either, yeah, so the fact that we have twice as many clusters and twice as many CLAs, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I didn't go into that, I even have a patch for it, but I think the meeting is over, so
Yep, that's it.
maybe for next time. Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.